Hello, this is QG Gaming, and oh yeah, it's like a continuation of the main story. It has gone on for so long, but this has actually been my most engaging story in Genshin's main story, because you know the cutscenes, they had me on edge. I had my breath held, and I was shaking after the aftermath. And now I feel like so smart. I feel like Sherlock Holmes for figuring things out beforehand. Sometimes it feels so good when you're smarter than the game. Okay, need to breathe.
Lynette escaped from the water tank.
So you should head back to the
clothes behind.
Oh yeah, you should check out the last episode, or like the few episodes before that, because these are very important information to figure out what's going on.
If there's a similar method where a person could be transformed into water...
Oh, just a moment, please. I do hope you know how preposterous you sound.
How did Lyney? Come on, Furina.
How could a person ever be transformed into water? This is reality we're talking about here. Not
We
some
might find
magic
something
trick.
there.
Must we really? I should think that of anyone. Your friend Lyney, illusions and misdirection. But Halsey's disappearance is very real. We're talking about two completely different things.
Even so, I trust the traveler's judgment. The truth must be out there somewhere. Perhaps some new line of reasoning may open if we try to gather all the focal points that don't make sense. Since Cal was the deceased, we haven't placed much attention on him. But given that we aren't making much progress with the case, it wouldn't hurt to have a look at his belongings, would it?
People really do come up with all sorts of harebrained schemes when at the end of their rope. The way I see it, your suggestion that we broaden the scope of our investigation is nothing but a tactic for stalling
Oh
the
no,
trial.
is the Archers gonna go in her
Nevertheless,
favor?
I believe that this is a reasonable request on the part of an attorney. Since the trial does indeed appear to be at an impasse, I believe that additional evidence may help us make more progress. Guards, please step into the lounge and examine the personal effects of the deceased Cowell.
A guard returns with news. New
We
information?
are still examining the items, but we have already made critical progress that we feel must be shared with everyone post-haste. We discovered several test tubes of fluid within Cowell's baggage, each labeled separately. The
What are the
notebook in his
labels?
backpack claims that these fluids are water from the primordial sea.
The primordial sea.
The note's contents also indicate that Cowell belonged to an organization that sells illegal drugs and that he had an accomplice.
Oh yeah, he is a bad
The
guy.
notebook has many entries concerning safe usage of these fluids, in which the keyword dissolve appears many times. One of these tubes was labeled Opera Epiclese, along with yesterday's date. It is empty. The notes also state that these dissolution properties work exclusively on people from Fontaine. It's likely that Halsey was chosen as some sort of test subject.
Is it
As such, we believe
is
that
it
the
related
defense's
to
hypothesis
the
is,
missing girls?
in fact, supported by sufficient evidence.
You've gotta be kidding! People dissolving into water?
Could something so
You
ridiculous
said was
actually
Lyney.
be true?
I mean, not Lynette.
This reminds me of a certain prophecy, but it's just a coincidence, isn't it?
It's all related.
Huh. If people can become water, does that mean that the water tank's real use was as a means to hide water stains? And if Cowell was targeting that girl... Wait just a minute. Could that mean... You two, with me, quick!
Demoiselle, wait! What about your partners?
Let's go. Just trust me.
Order! Order! It is undeniable that further examination of the deceased's personal effects has yielded some surprising results, but we cannot yet verify the veracity of these clues. Still, let us assume that these clues are indeed authentic, albeit with the understanding that Ms. Halsey has yet to be found. Guards, Please continue examining the items along these lines. Mr. Lyney, it appears your hypothesis is supported by the evidence, so please continue speaking.
Of course. Thank you, Your Honor. If we uphold this hypothesis, I believe that many of this case's seemingly unrelated clues can be connected together.
Right! Like the metal hook! That one didn't make sense at all.
Oh yeah, that thing, I forgot about it.
Cowell's methods must have something to do
I think
with
there was
that
like NPC
water
right in the
from
first
primordial
episode.
sea.
Water from the Primordial Sea, where all the people of Fontaine came from. So since Halsey is a resident of Fontaine, like a native form, likely, she would have been dissolved. And Lynette, she came back because she must be like Vill-V. I'm not sure. Maybe she's like either pure Schneian or a mix of Fontaine and Schneian. The prime suspect,
The
this dude.
deceased's name is Cowell.
Yeah, we already know that. The item to control
Now
the
it seems like the hook rope was not meant for another magic trick, but was instead some form of triggering mechanism.
control the tiny dissolution.
The water from the primordial sea should already have been prepped before Halsey.
Yeah, looks like it.
Lynette was in the magic box on stage the entire time. Did she have something to do with this?
She's
I
not an
remember
item.
There was something else within the inner layer of that box.
Inner layer? Is it this? Dissolve Halsey? Yeah,
the
it's
water
this
from
one.
the primordial.
Glad I selected this. And to hide the mechanism behind
Now
the
it seems like the
crime.
hook rope.
Likely? No. Okay. Oh, okay. These two should be switched. So it's this one that
Now
goes
it seems
here
like
to
the hook
control
rope.
the timing. And then the hide the mechanism was all the
there was
fancy
something-
stuff. The balloons. Got it. Okay. All we need to do is a little switcherooty. I guess I didn't know the word dissolution. I should catch up on vocabulary. I mean, I know a bit of stuff. I don't know how the 12th graders in my class still don't know how to spell certain words.
Again!
Ah,
In the original plan, Cowell would tamper with the water tank rope and the number selector securing his target. When the magic box containing Halsey was lowered, the metal hook would retract gradually and pierce the balloon at the top of the box. When the balloon attached to the box popped, the water from the primordial sea inside it would pour down and dissolve Halsey. Afterward, Cowell would enter the tunnel and break the flower vase to conceal the water inside the tunnel, with the remaining evidence being covered up by the water tank on stage. But he encountered something unexpected in the tunnel and wound up being fatally hit by the same water tank he meant to use to cover his tracks.
so what unexpected?
That does make
the
sense.
tunnel- What was
That
the unexpected
actually
thing?
links together a lot of the more confusing pieces of evidence.
Oh wow, this is smart. Oh, we're even again.
Oh dear, what do I do? Even I think they sound convincing now.
Because you're so
Have I
emotional.
falsely accused
Chill
an innocent
out.
person? What a humiliation.
We can, you know what? This
Now,
reminds me of Bloons
It seems like the
Towers
only point
from
of
Winx
contention
Club.
remaining is the exact circumstances that led to Cal's death. His notes mentioned he had an accomplice who could be related to the situation.
What accomplice?
On that note, the guards have just contacted me indicating that they uncovered new evidence. I shall now invite him on stage to share it with us.
Thank you, Your Honor. We were just inspecting the luggage of the other people involved in this case. And we found an identical sample of the water from the primordial sea among Lyney's personal effects.
Yeah, that was used to dissolve
What?
Lynette.
That can't be.
Lynette was like she was dissolved and her clothes were still in there.
Well, how wonderfully comedic to have
No,
your
that was
old
a part of the magic
counterattack
trick.
only to come back and wound you.
Or is the Vill-V like plan
Does this
to
not
uncover
clear
the
all
primordial
doubt?
sea?
My dear citizens, my loyal audience, allow me to present my reasoning and bring this performance
No!
to a swift close.
Wait! Oh shoot! No! She's at
Lyney
it.
did not need to take part in the dissolution of the young woman at all. Indeed, he did leave the scene via the vent.
Oh wait, I just need to use my mouse?
Having made modifications to the props beforehand, his accomplice Cowl then caused Halsey to vanish using the water from the primordial sea. But upon his return, in cruel avarice, Lyney desired sole credit and prepared to do away with his partner in crime.
Oh, thud.
Ultimately, he knocked Cowl out, and the tool meant to cover the crime up also became a murder weapon. Now, as much as I regret having come to such a viciously straightforward conclusion, it does seem that the famed Fatui is quite the cold-blooded and ruthless organization.
Oh man!
Am I right, Mr. Lyney?
We've used
What
up all
evidence?
the
Oh,
evidence
man.
we collected. There's no way for us to make a rebuttal here. Is this the end of the road?
Is there something else? I can't recall. No, we lost! In the Ortress, it's made the decision, right?
I can't think of anything either. It doesn't look like there's any way around this.
What is the House of the Heart?
Seems using the water as new evidence was too good a move. Why did this have to happen now?
Did we think about motives or?
I think
I'm
we've all
stuck.
seen enough now, and we have ample witnesses to my flawless reasoning. I believe this is indeed the finale. Now then, my good, noble Chief Justice, should we not, in your view, move...
Does
Excuse me,
Novalet?
everyone, but I must interject.
Yes, Novia
Miss,
to the
I
rescue!
must ask you not to shout and to respect the ongoing legal proceedings.
Oh, come on. Don't be hasty. I have a good reason for interrupting, you know. Now, would anyone here like to take a little break from all this debate and see a little magic? I'll show you an amazing trick. One that can bring a young woman who has disappeared back in the flesh, right before your very eyes.
Lynette came
Please,
back.
do the honors, Mr. Lyney, if you would be so kind.
What in the world is she saying?
No offense, miss, but miracles like that are beyond my scope as a magician.
Come on now, don't be silly. Magic is all about misdirection, isn't it? It often conceals the truth while presenting a fascinating illusion. But once everyone believes the illusion, can't magic reveal the truth to them once again? And wouldn't such a trick be the most marvelous finale to today's performance?
Oh yay, cool stuff, like
Come on,
Alicia
Vivi
says.
and Annette, give it another go. Don't worry. Spina di Rasula has made the necessary arrangements on your behalf. But as the magic makers and stars of the show, I think I should leave the final performance to you.
I understand.
So what is it? Click.
And voila.
She's back!
Sorry for the interruption.
Wait, isn't that Halsey? So the whole thing about people dissolving wasn't true after all?
To be clear, I'm only here because this person told me that if I testified, the merit of doing so would lessen my sentence. I was hiding outside this room listening to the proceedings because I was afraid that I would be the one put on trial. I was just feeling happy that no one had noticed me, and then before I knew it, she caught me.
That'll teach you to underestimate us three.
Where should I begin? I'm sorry. I'm the one who killed Cowl. I admit it.
What? Why?
Firstly, my name isn't Halsey. It's Lillian, and I'm originally from Mondstadt.
Oh.
I heard that Lyney's show was gonna be a real thriller, but I missed the chance to buy a ticket, so I stole one. That's how I make a living. I steal stuff here and there. And I'd never been caught before. But I was noticed at the harbor a few days ago, and
Oh
I
my
barely got
goodness!
away. Lyney was the one
That
who caught
was
me in the
that
end.
was the girl who stole from the sailor?
Hey, no wonder you look familiar. So you were the thief.
Oh!
Lyney even mentioned that you were pretty skilled.
Well, and I thought that would have been the end of it, but then the number selector chose me.
So,
He
Cowell
even mentioned
originally
the
thought
Fortress
you
of
were,
Meropide. That's a prison, isn't it? So you can imagine how shocked I was. I thought he was onto me for sure. So I played along with the show while looking for an opening to flee, but then I got water poured on me for no reason, and then someone jumped into the tunnel to nab me. I wasn't going to take that lying down, so I knocked him out and stuffed him into the box. There was nowhere to run from there, though, so I had to change my clothes and hide in a box containing performance costumes.
Yeah, that was the
I
dress
slipped
I saw
out after the
before.
first guard arrived at the scene and continued hiding inside the opera house.
Can a person even hide in there?
Concealments? We couldn't even catch
But
her
I swear,
right in the
I didn't
open.
know that the water tank would fall down. Really, I swear it.
So who burned
Had
the
I
rope?
known that, I wouldn't have put him in the magic box. I may be a thief, but I'm no killer.
Well, that makes everything pretty clear now, doesn't it?
Yeah. Oh man, everything's pretty
This
clear.
time, we need to tell the entire story from Lillian's perspective.
Right, that's it. Right. Oh, this thing is pretty low down. So, any loopholes here? No. Enter the tunnel at the beginning. He used to leave the tunnel and did not participate. Yeah, so that's true. Cowell used the apparatuses. So Halsey, conjecture know how Halsey was reactive. Wait, let me read that again. How would Halsey have reacted when the I don't know, that's just hard. So a fight broke out, but it was so Lyney was not the one who, after the fight, Halsey took off her clothes.
Lillian was afraid that she would be recognized.
No, not
if she
Halsey,
left.
it's Lillian.
So
Oh
she
my goodness.
changed clothes and hid, biding her time. Just what one might expect of an experienced thief.
Okay, she still is a little guilty of committing crimes, but that's not important. Wanted all the credit. Okay, not true. Halsey, a fight broke out. Audible thump, but that doesn't explain it. An audible thump is like someone is knocked over.
The flower vase was not broken to cover anything up, but was smashed during the struggle between Lillian and Cowell.
Okay, so Halsey, how would she have reacted? Someone tampered with it, right? No, that's not effective. Audible thump? Yeah.
The strange sound wasn't from a fight. It was Lillian's attempt to break
Oh,
out
yeah.
when she was frightened.
And it's Ace Detective Paimon time!
Cool.
Having been selected
Ace
out of
Attorney!
the blue,
I've never
Lillian
played any of the games. I wish I could have. I want to see like what platforms I can play it
Her
on.
panic only intensified after she entered the tunnel and had water poured on her head. So she kicked the door open, producing the thud we all heard. Hearing the commotion, Cowell leapt into the tunnel, only to
This is
discover
good!
that Lillian had not dissolved. He did not know that Lillian was not from Fontaine, but was a thief who made her way in by stealing a ticket. Mistakenly
The
believing
greatest
that the water
fraudster.
from the primordial sea needed time to take effect, he tried to force Lillian back into the box. The two broke the flower vase during the struggle, but Lillian
Is that
came
blood?
out on
Oh
top,
my goodness, there's
knocking
blood!
Cowell out and putting him in the box. With no way of escaping, she changed her clothes and hid in the costume trunk until the performance ended.
Okay, we got it! Yes! Yes, 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 we're going up! Yes, we're getting equal again! How would the Ortress respond to this? It's like, it's so many fluctuations of testimonies and piecing things together.
She would have to go through guard inspection if she tried to leave afterward. So, she has been trapped in the Opera House these last 2 days.
Oh,
She
she
had
usually got some
already become
snacks.
desperately hungry by the time we were chatting over macarons. So,
Oh.
she snuck 2 of them right under our noses. Talk about a sneaky thief.
Is there any invisibility potions?
All the events that happened in the tunnel have now come to light.
Yeah, we have like the
So
necessary.
that's the whole story.
We have the necessary testimonies.
Bravo!
Yay! Everyone's happy. We're going there.
Now then,
Is that
Lady
final
Furina,
dot gonna line
do
up?
you wish to speak against the defense's statements?
Oh.
Please answer the question, Lady Furina. Also, if I may add, the trial has not yet ended. As such, I request that the prosecution not leave the room before the proceedings have concluded.
What? Are you reading my mind now?
I read your mind.
No. I have no further arguments. I admit defeat. But really, could you at least have left me with some dignity?
You act out of emotion.
Look at that. She's like a deflated balloon now.
If there are no objections,
Wait,
then
she
as the
is
Chief
she gonna
Justice of
fight
Fontaine,
for her honor,
I shall once again
or-
repeat the full sequence of events. The actual perpetrator of the serial disappearances, Cowell, selected his next victim from the audience reservation list. With some modifications to the selector, he could ensure that the pre-selected young woman would be chosen. To cover up any evidence while committing the deed, Cowell thought of allowing the water tank to fall, which would conceal the
rope.
water left behind after the young woman was dissolved. He also tampered with the rope suspending the water tank, using the fireworks at the end of the performance to cause the tank to drop and hide the watermarks. He poured the water from the primordial sea into a balloon during the preparation of the magic box and stuck it to the box's lid. Finally, he passed the prepared hook on a rope through the gap in the magic box's door when bringing the young woman to said box. When the magic trick officially began, the box containing the woman was lowered into the tunnel, tightening the hook rope and bursting the balloon containing the water. If all had gone to plan, the young woman would be dissolved at this time. However, Lillian was not from Fontaine and thus fled the box with a loud noise. Realizing that there was trouble, Cowell entered the tunnel and met Lillian. Thinking that the waters had not yet taken effect, he decided to proceed. However, his opponent was more capable than he thought, and he was overcome, knocked unconscious, and placed into the magic box, and thus became his own final victim. Lillian, according to her own statements, then changed clothes and hid until the performance ended, before hiding in other parts of the opera house.
All in
As
60
for Lyney,
seconds.
he was in the underground structures within the opera house, and was thus ignorant of these happenings.
Is there gonna be any
From this
question about
reconstruction
him
of
looking at
events,
the orb?
we can conclude that Lyney, the accused, is in fact innocent.
Yay!
While
Detective
there is
skills!
much in Lyney and Lillian's conduct that should still be investigated
Yeah,
separately,
that should be addressed.
this case, at least, can be handed over to the Oratrice to make the final decision.
What's it gonna do? Oh my! Hello, Star Rail players.
As such, Lyney and Lynette are officially declared not guilty.
Cool. Hey, I did the work
Great
too.
work,
And
partners.
Navia, everyone
Thank
should be
you all.
credited.
Thank you so much.
Hey, wait, we have some things to settle.
Next, I think we deserve an explanation, Guard Vaughn. How did you find the water from the primordial sea in Lyney's baggage?
Right! Your discovery caused me to make a serious mistake, you know. Or was that not a discovery, but false evidence that you dared to bring before this court?
I suspect that the accomplice mentioned in Cowell's notes was not Lyney, but you, yes? I'm sure you know what you must do to lessen your sentence.
Oh.
Speak quickly! Unless you want to earn yourself a one-way ticket to Coupon Town.
I was just following orders. We were supposed to place blame for the serial disappearances onto Lyney, and thus cause suspicion to fall on the Fatui. The higher-ups said this was the best opportunity to do so.
And now that your plan has fallen through, and the secrets of the water have been revealed, you have become a liability to said higher-ups, yes? Therefore, you would be wise to tell everything you know, and seek the protection of the guards.
Yes, I'll tell you everything I know. Our boss discovered that the water can cause people to dissolve. It can also be made into a potion, which when extremely diluted, can cause people to experience unforgettable exhilaration. We've been in this business for a while now, and have made decent mora off it.
Oh, the illegal drug
disappearances
group!
were also the boss's idea. I mean, this is the boss we're talking about. The...
I did not expect that! They're returning to the primordial sea?
Such ruthlessness. I shouldn't have expected any less of them.
An outrageous act. All present, please submit to inspection immediately.
Yay, it's the clockwork mechas! Oh man, Vaughn! I mean, I wanted him to, like, give us more information, but oh my gosh!
So,
that was ruthless!
We're just going back now?
So we're not needed here anymore,
That's
alright?
true, but...
Traveler, Paimon, please wait.
Who? What's going on?
Lyney...
I know you may not want to speak to me right now. Maybe you don't even want to look at me. But still, let me thank you again for defending me to the end. Even after you learned that I'm a member of the Fatui.
So are you Fontainian or
I
Sistarian?
guess. But regardless, I'd like the opportunity to set things straight. I didn't approach you with any ulterior motives or ill intent. I've spoken to you as myself, just plain Lyney this entire time. As for why I'm a Fatus, it's because the goals of the House of the Hearth align with those of an orphan like me. That's all. That was how Father, who you might know as the Knave, approached recruiting us back then too.
The Knave? The one who controls the House of the Hearth? She's your father?
That's right. And since we're here, I was wondering, would you mind hearing a story?
Okay, the House of the Hearth is
It's
just
about
like
my
an
past.
orphanage.
Back when our
Cocolia's
parents first
orphanage,
died,
that's what I'm thinking
Lynette
of.
and I were left wandering the streets. To survive, I took to surreptitiously observing an older street performer who did magic. It took me several days to figure out how he pulled off his amazing tricks. I took my sister through several streets until we found a crowded corner, and we began to perform magic tricks there. To my surprise, we proved to be pretty popular, and we could at least stop worrying about where our next meal would come from for a time. But I didn't want my sister to remain a street rat together with me forever. Before long, an aristocrat came to me and claimed that he wished to take us in after watching my performances.
So you went from orphans to nobility just like that?
That was how we felt at first too. As if fate was on our side and we could say goodbye to those painful days. But I gradually discovered that while we were called foster children, he was really after my talent for magic tricks. He would constantly take me to all sorts of banquets to garner attention, which he would then use to expand his social circles.
That doesn't seem too bad either. Better than roaming the streets at any rate.
It took a while for me to realize just how dark his heart really was. After one particular performance at a banquet, I discovered that Lynette was not on the same return vehicle as me. I waited a long time after we returned home, but she did not come back. I went to that noble's bedroom and asked him about her whereabouts. The answer he gave me was, she caught the eye of the most eminent person at the banquet, so I sent her over as a gift. I mean, you'll be able to perform your magic regardless of who your assistant is, yes?
Oh no. So he was gonna...
Sell her?
But wouldn't Fontaine Fontaine's laws deal with such people?
As far as outsiders are concerned, this is a relationship akin to adoption or foster care, and they have their ways of escaping the eye of the law.
What happened after that?
I managed to ferret out the location of the mansion of that so-called eminent person and hurried through the night. But by the time I leaped over the walls, avoided the guards, and made my way in, all I saw was the moonlit ground covered in blood, and the knave standing there in the darkness.
So, she'd already taken care of that guy.
That's right. She had rescued my sister before she could come to any harm, and had even discovered several girls hidden in a basement, all of them orphans.
He said the
Father,
missing
I mean, the
disappearances
knave,
case.
might have seen something in me, and so she made me an offer. The House of the Hearth welcomes you, for your interests align with ours. Here, none will ever betray you. Indeed, betrayal shall never be permitted here. I was hesitant to trust her. I mean, I had just been betrayed by nobles. But she was also quick to destroy the noble who had taken us in at first, giving us back our freedom.
Oh, so that's how the two of you joined the House of the Hearth.
Hydronosis.
She has her own plans. She has gained permission from the Tsaritsa to first use the Gnosis's power when she obtains it. She plans to use it to find a way to break the prophecy and save Fontaine.
So, she believes in that prophecy too?
That's right. The whole House of the Hearth is currently working to combat that crisis. Today's case has also proven that people from Fontaine can indeed dissolve into some sort of water, thus further supporting the prophecy. All of us house members here, Lady Arlecchino herself included, are from Fontaine. We won't give up on defending our homeland. To us orphans, the only connection we have left to this world, apart from our family, is our homeland.
So, from small deeds like distributing magic pockets to huge schemes like stealing a Gnosis, everything is aimed at dealing with that prophecy.
So I guess they can't be completely trusted, but this is
It's
good
all right.
information.
I understand. The only thing I can do is relate all this to you. I just hope you can understand that even as a member of the House, I have never stopped making my own decisions, and that I believe what I'm doing is right. If you should need anything at all in the future, feel free to find me. I will do my best to help you, as plain Lyney.
Alright, I understand. Oh, you got your visions back. That's nice. Alright.
Bye, Lyney.
We'll see you guys. A twist of great magic. Leave the opera house. I will need to go to the restroom soon because suddenly I got a bit of a tummy ache. Navia! Hello, thank you for
Hey there.
saving our butts.
What was with the disappearing act you pulled right as the trial ended?
Wait, what
Were you
disappearing
looking
act?
for us, Navia?
Well, this whole thing isn't exactly over, is it? I do feel that we're getting closer to solving the serial disappearances case, though. Don't you think so, too?
I'm sorry, Navia.
What's wrong, my dear partner?
I was only trying to defend Lyney.
Besides, are you sure we're the ones who can crack a case that's been cold for decades now? And given that there's new evidence from the trial, there should be a trail of breadcrumbs for the Hydro Archon's people to follow now.
Finally, a good lead.
Ah.
Where's Charlotte when you need her?
I see. Well, I won't lie. I'm a little shocked to hear that from you. But I suppose you are just travelers who have only arrived in Fontaine after all. Sorry. I'm a...
Oh, shoot! Oh, no, I accidentally clicked!
Aw, and we were having so much fun investigating with you, too.
May we meet again. We can be like Kashi and Dashi.
It was like having new waters flowing into a stagnant mire, causing new hope to spring forth, and the reflection in the murk to become clearer. Well, sorry about that. I'm a bit prone to nostalgia. Don't mind me. Wait, shall we have a farewell meal? You know, to commemorate our time as partners?
I'm about to poop, okay?
Do we really need to get that formal? Well, guess you really really did treat us as partners, huh?
Well, I just like to have a proper ending to every important memory. That way there are no regrets later. Anyway, it would just be a meal, so it shouldn't take up too much of your time.
Alright, hold on. I need to go have a little bathroom break. Do 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 do. Yeah, I'm back! Let's have that meal. And my butt doesn't hurt anymore from I don't know what I've been eating.
Wonderful. In that case, why don't we return to the court of Fontaine and head to the Hotel de Boer? I believe we'll make it just in time for dinner.
Cool.
Alright then, let's have our farewell meal!
Yay! Mealtime. Mealtime! Yay! Act 1 complete! Any new act? Okay, so there will be another act, but then we are automatic forging. Hold on. Yesteryear, there's like, what was it? I think it was, no, it was the requests and all that. No, it doesn't look like we've gone just yet. That was like a long, long story. You have to do all this detective work. That was such an interesting like twist though. Everything like comes together and there's like this whole thing about our conflicting testimonies and putting evidence together, but then new evidence comes in and this completely changes the situation. Any chests around here? Yes, we finally got a chest. All right, let's open this up. What is it gonna be? Just a bunch of stuff.
Useful?
I didn't really do battle, even though I was kind of wanting to pick on the fight with Furina, but you know what? It's better if it's just like we're on good terms and none of us are dead. All right. Oh boy, what an interesting twist. So I'll go ahead. I'll just stand around the water over here. All right. Let me. Oh yeah, I forgot I can't really climb. I'll just make. How about I have Razor, but I have a little dress of water? No, that looks so weird. Zaria, that looks even. Oh, that looks even worse. No. Oh man, that looks very weird. But you know, I'll see you guys in the next one. Hopefully, maybe Terraria can come out. Well, Musa, Thorium Bard playthrough. So see you guys in the next one. Bye!